London indie underground, 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 London indie underground. London indie underground, 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 London indie underground with your host Jimmy. London indie underground, 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 London indie underground with your host Jimmy. The music for all your needs with great personalities, bringing all white bands in the land to all broadcasting you straight out from the fall. London indie underground, 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 London indie underground with your host Jimmy. London indie underground, 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 London indie underground with your host Jimmy. James, that is.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the London Indie Underground, London's only independent music podcast, showcasing some of our area's most talented artists, bands, and personalities. You're joining us for the Jimmy Has SARS edition. I'm your host, Jimmy James. We're broadcasting live from the Vault Recording Studio here at Adelaide and Princess in London, Ontario. Joining me today, as always, my friend and yours, Mr. Angry Edie.
Hi.
What up,
I'm
dude?
in the big chair.
You moved up to the big chair.
Apparently, it's comfy.
It's not too bad.
It's less crowded.
Yeah, normally you're rubbing elbows. Banging my elbows,
Touching
dog.
toes.
Yeah.
When you said your name, you're like, I'm Jimmy James. Total SARS edition.
I know it's the I've been sick with plagued with the whatever it is that I've had now for the better part of a week, and just when I think I'm getting over it, and I had a fever the one morning, which was fantastic, and then I missed out on a glorious barbecue, which I never want to miss out on a barbecue. Who
Yeah,
the
it was
fuck
good,
wants
man.
to miss out on a barbecue? And I'm at home with a fever.
I was worried, though, because after we left the radio show on Friday, before barbecue time, I started to feel a little sweat going.
Uh-oh.
I was like, do I have a fever now, too? But I was just sitting next to the fire.
Astute observation on your part. So forgive me if I'm hacking my way through this podcast here today. It is what it is. But we're unofficially sponsored by Steam Whistle. And I'm hoping that it's going to help me overcome whatever it is that I've succumbed to. SARS. Thanks, Sandra Holenberger. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, she's great.
Nice.
Oh, she's, perky and, her old regular self.
Yep.
And meanwhile, I'm, dying. It is what it is. So, anyways, joining us today also is Mr. Jordan Ropp from the band Mr. Tasty.
How's it going?
J-Bone, how are ya?
Not bad.
You know, it's funny, man. I set up that microphone there. I put it up because normally our guests are a little bit taller, but
Yeah.
you're a short fella.
I had a cheap plane ticket to Cuba the other week.
Yeah?
Yeah, child.
Oh, you and I.
Yeah.
Like this already.
Yep.
Yeah, but he says that because he's taller than you. Eh.
By like an inch.
I am? I'm
Maybe.
not taller than anybody.
Really? I think you're taller than him.
Oh, we're going to have to do backsies later.
Back to back right now.
We could never chicken
All
fight.
right,
We
sorry,
could never
back.
chicken
Back to
fight
back.
in a pool together. Though.
Our listeners
One of
need
us
to
would
know.
drown.
Yeah, Edie's got you by an inch,
Holy
man.
shit!
Damn it.
Yeah.
I haven't been taller than somebody since I was teaching 13-year-olds in soccer. And even most of them were taller than I was.
You were teaching
I was coaching, rather, not teaching.
grade 3?
No, 13-year-olds. I screwed that up. I was going to say, grade 3.
I was like, where are you
13-year-old
going with
girls in soccer. And they were even taller than I was.
Oh, really? Did you feel emasculated?
Well, I quit the next year, so probably. I got it.
Thanks for joining us today, Jordan.
No problem.
I know you recently relocated to London and
Yes, I did.
expressed some interest in coming and sitting down on the big couch with the big boys.
Oh yeah.
Pardon the pun.
I like how your couch had shelves built in.
I know, man. It's
Slash
cool.
tables.
We got all the cool stuff here. Or at least we try, anyways.
There's a globe built into that torn apart armrest.
There was one over here too, but it had seen better days. It didn't survive the move.
Didn't survive.
No, and I've been saying this, to anybody that'll listen, pretty much about this couch, right, and the whole backstory. And I did look into having it reupholstered because it's seen some better days, but it's in my opinion, it's still in great shape. But it's going to be like $1,200 to refurnish it back to like the original factory settings, and that's a bro price. So I don't know if I'm prepared to dump that kind of money into it right now.
You realize what you could get for $1,200 down here, right?
All right. I know, man.
Are we talking
Strippers?
Royal Lancaster?
No, I
or
mean in
solid
terms of
gold?
couches.
Oh, no, I thought you were going somewhere else with
Strippers would
that. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
take Tasty.
I've been to a strip club 3 times in my life, and one of those times I met O.J. Simpson at a strip club. True story.
Did the glove fit?
I don't know,
That was
but his
pretty
head
sure he
his
wasn't
head
wearing
was
a
this
glove.
big, man. His head was this big, and he happened to be there because he was at this was in Niagara Falls, and there's a whole funny story. I won't get into it, but long story short, we ended up at this place called the Sundown, and like I said, I don't know, I don't frequent these places, and for me it's a bit of a tease, but.
Did you make real orange juice out of him?
No, but I happen to be downstairs, and one of the groomsmen comes downstairs, and he's like, "Dude, the juice is upstairs." And I'm like, "The juice?
The
And he's
juice
like,
is
OJ.
loose.
So we go upstairs, and sure enough, there he is, and he's sitting on a stool, and of course, all these people are clamoring around him to shake hands and get autographs or whatever. And so, sure enough, I go up to him, and I was taken back by how big his head was. It was bigger than life. And so he happened to be there. He was telling us that he was part of the Buffalo Bills organization. So he came across the border. He was doing a charity golf tournament on the other side of the border. But apparently, the Sundown is a place that he likes to frequent. So he came across the border, came to this place. His tie was undone around his neck. And
Well, yeah, he just had 3 girls lap dance him
yeah,
at the
probably.
same time. What I'm curious about is how would you approach O.J. Simpson at a strip club? What did you say to him? Hey man,
You know what,
I'm
man?
a big fan
No, I
of
think
that girl on your lap.
I think I said, I know you didn't do it, or something like that. I don't
That
know.
depends who you are, though, at the strip club, right? If you're a stripper, you'd probably get mad because you're taking your tips. All the attention's on him.
Oh yeah, I mean
And
there
you're
was
up there dancing.
girls were around.
Squire,
Oh, sorry.
stroke me, right?
Yes,
You're
this
up
is
there dancing. And that guy's taking your tips.
Sorry, girl. No. Those dollars were for O.J.
yeah. So this is going back now to 2003. And at the time it was right on the cusp of digital cameras and whatnot. So our one buddy Rico, who's one of the groomsmen, and he pulls a camera out, and he's got an Advantix camera. It's not even a digital one, and so he snaps this photo off. And immediately a bouncer comes and grabs it because you can't take photos when you're inside of a strip club, right? And so we tell him, man, it's OJ, it's OJ. Please, can we have the camera back? And he says, yeah, okay. Well, you can come and grab it at the end of the night. So we wrap up, we grab the camera, and of course you can't see the photo. There's no screen or anything to preview because it's going to film. Fast forward 4 months, and I get this Christmas card, and it's the 4 groomsmen that got a photo with OJ, and they, my buddy Ryan, he had superimposed Christmas hats on all of their heads, and he opened it up and says, OJ says, ho, ho, ho. So it was fantastic. But yeah, there's my story, and I don't know what that had to do with anything other than the fact that I did see an article, I think it was on yesterday or even today on social media, and it showed a picture of O.J. Simpson, and he's been in jail for 5 years, and I guess he's appealed his trial because he feels like his lawyer gave him bogus information or something like that, and his head was even bigger than what I remember.
Wasn't that over, like, the memorabilia
It
that
was,
he wanted
yeah.
back?
That it was. Yep. What are you going to do? OJ, ladies and gentlemen. Also joining us on the couch, Alex,
What's up?
a.k.a. Junior.
How's it going?
So just so everybody is aware, too, that the band that we're going to be featuring at the top of the hour here as part of the Indie Spotlight is UTKF. You might have seen our posts about them. And these guys have been around here for some time. Certainly one of the more followed punk rock acts that are in this area. And Alex was the one that hooked this up for us.
Yeah.
Because he's got the hookups, yo.
Yeah, well, I've been listening to this band since I was like in grade 11. So
Yesterday.
and what? I'm 19. Anyways. But yeah, maybe like 2 years now. But yeah, they're a great local band, and I thought it'd be a great opportunity for them to come on the show.
Very cool, man. Very cool. We did the sound check here a little while ago,
Yeah,
and usually we have bands roll in about 5 o'clock, 5:30, and we get them all set up, and it was great to hear them. It's nice to hear. I was telling these guys offline too. A lot of the bands that we've been getting in here have kind of represented that new age or new rock sound and movement.
Mm-hmm.
And certainly some throwback elements to me. Maybe some of the emo or screamo, but at the same time, kind of refreshing new sounds, and they've certainly. I want to say far left, but as far as punk rock goes, we've not really been privileged to have an established group come in. So I'm certainly looking forward to checking them out today. So that said, I need to air some grievances before we get to some music.
Here we go.
So as many of you are abundantly aware, I am a Maple Leafs fan. I'm
Boston beat you guys.
still a Maple Leafs fan. There he is. Oh my God. I don't believe it. The
Nice.
Beardo
This guy's
himself. Mr. Jason Rorda
What's up?
Ahoy, ahoy.
is gracing us with his presence. Jay, grab a seat, buddy.
Yeah.
Let me turn on a microphone for ya. Hey, buddy.
What's up?
How are you, man?
It's good. Tired. Been up since 5:30. Like I literally got off the bus, had like a quick sandwich, changed my clothes, had a horse bath, and then got back on a bus to get down here. What's going on?
So you smell
No.
horrific?
No, I smell fine.
Oh, okay.
Horrific.
Yeah.
Get that pun?
Ayo. Sandra will like that one.
Yeah.
So I was just about to say, if you don't mind, Maple Leafs. I'm a Maple Leafs fan. And, okay, so I'm on the couch the other night, as many of you might have been, and watching this game.
You mean standing up at
Okay,
a bar?
hold on. So, 10 minutes to go in the third period, and the Leafs have a comfortable 4-1 lead. And I watch, what was his name? Matt. I can't even remember his last name at the moment because I'm so disappointed. It doesn't matter. They're all nameless as far as I'm concerned right now. But the one player from the Leafs goes down the end of the ice, and he has a clear breakaway, and I thought for sure it's going to be 5-1 here in 2 seconds. And that prompted the biggest comeback I've ever seen in pro sports.
History. They
From
made
what
history.
team?
From the Boston Bruins.
Sorry, whose
Exactly.
team?
Awesome.
Edie's team.
I didn't even watch it, and
Oh, yeah.
what the
Since I
hell?
was 3.
So no. Here's the funny part though. Here's the funny part is I got my phone in hand, and everybody knows
You
that
were chirping me
that
early.
I was chirping him, and I'm about to send a text, something strongly worded, and it's last moment hesitation. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait until it's over. I'm gonna take the high road, and at least wait until the game's done, and then send my strongly worded text message. And boom, Boston scores a goal. Boom, Boston scores another goal. Minute 22 left, 4-3. They score another goal. I'm like, oh, fuck, this is done. Game over. And then, sure enough, overtime, Patrice Bergeron, who was robbed in the last game with that.
He got the tying goal and the game-winning
Yeah.
goal.
Oh, delicious.
So, you know what, dude? And, this game is going to haunt me, as it is, I'm sure, many of you, for a great many years. But I do need to concede defeat to you, Mr. Edie. You clearly had the better team.
Here you go.
No, I will not do that. But I will say this, and those that maybe have seen my posts, and I had alluded to the fact that I don't think anybody assumed that Toronto was going to make the playoffs, let alone take Boston to Game 7. I mean, I think the general consensus was it was going to be a bit of a sweep.
Good for them for making it.
yeah.
that far.
Man, even when this is all said and done, I'm stoked that the Bruins won, but I'm damn proud of the Leafs, man. I thought we were for sure going to sweep them or at least do 5 games.
Yeah.
But they killed us half the time. Like, they owned majority of the games. That was a Stanley Cup Finals series in round 1 between 2 teams that nobody expected out of it.
Oh, totally.
Toronto has way more stamina too, with younger players than
Man.
Boston. But
Well, that was-
Boston, what
they had the
Toronto
experience.
lacks, Boston has, and that's experience.
I give them Reimer killed it. If they don't sign him as their starting goaltender, then I don't know what they're.
Did you see Luongo's tweet?
Yeah,
Yeah, Reimer for
Oh, yeah.
Sochi 2014. Yeah,
which
so
is shit. Man, he killed it. He
totally
made
did.
phenomenal saves and 40 saves a night. Grabowski, I've never seen a pylon get bowled over super hard 19 times a game and then get back up and skate and make plays. I mean, he didn't score anything, but
know what they're talking about.
regardless, great series. But yeah, the Bruins won, man. And it's always funny to me because when they scored the 3rd goal and the 4th goal more so, my phone, Facebook, Twitter, everything just lit up with people, giving the old chirps where I sat back and I was so polite, not chirping because I didn't want to jinx myself.
yeah.
And then as soon as they scored and tied it up, I literally could not stand still at the bar. I was at Winks. I was doing jumping jacks, but I was so anxious that I didn't know how to operate.
How many cigarettes did you smoke?
But in the intermission between the 3rd and overtime, 7.
Holy shit.
Chain button. Chain beard.
Yeah, my nails were all gone. And it's funny, you posted up that Kijiji
your
article.
TV.
It wasn't actually my TV, but it could very
I
well
saw
have
that
been.
too,
It
yeah.
could very well
I
have
saw
been
that.
my TV. I don't know. I almost cried.
If you didn't see that Kijiji ad, it's a plasma TV for sale for parts that was smashed 20 minutes after the Leafs game. You can find it on the London Indie Underground Facebook.
Yeah, but it reads that, you know, with an unrelated accident. Sure.
Used cautiously to watch Maple Leaf hockey.
Yes. That was a great post. You know, I don't know, man. There's a bunch of people are going to be stinging about that one for a long, long time. Anyway, let's get to some music here. So, one of the bands that we featured here on this podcast some time ago is a band called High School Sweetheart, and had recently won the Under the Covers contest that 98.1 Free FM has done, and spent some time in the recording studio at EMAC with Matt Grady and Kyle Ashbourne, and are working on a new disc. And I know today they debuted one of the tracks on the radio station, and Jagger Benham from the band was nice enough to send it over to me, and I wanted to share it with all you fine folks.
And I
So
didn't realize that he was in the band
now you know.
because he didn't come into the studio with them.
He did. He was in the studio with them.
No.
Jagger? He certainly was.
No.
He might not have been there as often, but he went in and cut his parts.
No. I mean, in the radio at CHW when they.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It was only they were missing just
Yeah,
him,
yeah.
I think, because the two girls I think play guitar and but suffice it to say the track is great. Another great job by Grady and Company at EMAX. So let's check it out. So this is High School Sweetheart with Hiatus on the London Indie Underground.
Maybe it's the beer talking, but you got a butt that won't quit.
London Indie Underground.
Twinkle in your eye.
shot of tunes here in the London Indie Underground. That was Lock and Key with Sunshine Coast. Might recognize a couple of members from that band. They're also playing in the previous band, which was High School Sweetheart, and track Hiatus. Both bands feature Jagger Benham on bass and Nick the drummer, who I believe he was accompanying Anne, if I'm not mistaken, in the studio today when they introduced, or debuted rather, their first new track from their forthcoming EP, and we're looking forward to getting a copy of it here at the studio so we can jam some more for you. Great little band. And then Lock and Key, I know they kind of dusted off and resurrected of sorts. I know they've been jamming out when they can. That particular track was done here at the Vault Studio. That was some time ago, actually. But with any luck, we'll have them back in here and we can work on some new stuff because I really enjoy their sound.
I love that song.
You know what they remind me of?
What's that?
Boston. But actually,
Sure.
no, seriously, they kind of got the Celtic, not as punk as Dropkick, but
They got that Toronto sound, you know.
eh,
You know what I'm saying?
Boston. That wasn't just a dig, but it was also a dig. Everything reminds me of Boston right now.
Yeah, I bet. I retired my jersey. I had it hung up here on this nice bar in support of my beloved Leafs, and I've retired it into the vault. I'll dust it off again sometime next year. Hopefully we don't meet Boston in the playoffs. I was really pining to meet Montreal. But that said, it was awesome to see them play Ottawa and just get spanked.
That wasn't even hockey.
Oh, it was awesome. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I didn't care, man. That third
That was
period
great.
when there was a
Oh,
total
yeah.
of 15 players on the ice, combined, both teams.
Brutal.
It was
Brutally
awesome. Awesome. It was great to see. And those Toronto Maple Leafs fans will know that we're diametrically opposed to Montreal.
And Ottawa.
And, well, I respect Ottawa, though. I respect Ottawa, even though, you're not supposed to like other teams in conference. I still like them. I think they got some youth. Excuse me. I like Brian Murray, who I called Daffy Duck, which I know is kind of mean because he's got a cleft palate and can't really pronounce the team properly.
Or cleft.
Yeah. So, yeah. But that said, I respect the work that the guy does there, and he's managed to bring in some depth into that team. I mean, you look, they were without Carlson, they were without, while Alfredson's kind of been up and down, they were without Spezza, and look what they did. They made some noise, you know what I mean? They got into the playoffs, so.
We should totally get
Kudos.
Sportsnet to pick up our podcast.
You know what? I think we're pretty well versed in hockey. I mean, I can't say that I can speak with any authority on any other sporting.
At all.
No.
From myself, anyways.
Yeah, not me, but hockey. I mean, we play in pools every year, or at least I know I do. And this year I was in a pool with U80. So that's my one claim to fame is at least I finished out the pool in better standing than you did. But still no money.
No.
So it doesn't really count.
And you got in because of ties.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, man. Winning's
Garbage.
winning.
Tying's
If
winning.
you're not
apparently.
first, you're last.
Ricky Bobby.
Trademark Ricky Bobby Enterprises. Cool. So, Mr. Rhoda,
Hey.
I see you finally got a beer in your hands.
Yep.
Welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
Missed you around here.
Yeah.
You still been pumping your tires every week?
Thanks. I've been trying to catch up on some of the episodes, and yeah.
So you've been hearing, your ears maybe were ringing during podcast evenings.
Yeah.
Now that we were talking about you and saying that we missed you and that you couldn't be here, but for good reason.
Yeah.
You
Gotta
know.
make money.
Gotta make that money.
Get money.
You're
Get
making it
paid.
rain.
Yeah.
Are you still active in the scene as a photog?
I'm
What are you
trying.
up to these days?
I'm trying to. Yeah.
What have you done any work recently?
No, I haven't.
want some?
I've wanted to. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am
Or
available.
do you say that with purpose or?
Well, I've got a show on the 27th, so
You
Yeah.
have a show?
I do.
What's your band?
Fear the Hero.
Why did I not know this?
I thought you did.
Maybe you probably even sent me an email
I-
with it.
Wait,
I-
27th of May.
Yes.
Is that a weekend?
No, it's Monday.
Oh.
Wait, did I already ask you about that?
Yeah, we talked about
yeah,
this.
Yeah. you did.
And yeah, if I'm working, then
Okay.
no. If I'm not working, then yeah.
Well, hit me up.
So-
Weekends are wide open for me.
So why don't we take this opportunity now, Junior,
Great idea.
to tee up your show in advance of the date here.
Yeah.
So what do you have coming up?
Okay, well, I'm playing a show with a band called Skynet and Clitoris, also with Concepts and Kings. You're also from London. It's on May 27th, and it's my band's first show. We're all really stoked. We're pretty prepared, actually. Thought we wouldn't be. Like, we were really kind of worried about the show, but we're really prepared. We're selling tickets right now. We're having a bit of trouble, but we're getting through that. I just sold a couple today, and I left some today for a new beginning. They should be picking them up. But yeah, we're all really excited to play our first show, and it's a lot of pressure, but I'm really confident about it. Should go really well.
So Skynet, and what was the other band?
Skynet Clitoris. It's
Kill, not clitoris, kill it.
Okay, I just
But-
wanted to clarify that because I heard
but-
something different.
I
Um,
heard clitoris too.
Yeah,
He tried to sneak it in there.
well.
Yeah.
The thing is with this
Everyone
band, it's ex Blind Witness.
Okay.
So I guess like the drummer from Blind Witness, and then he made Clitoris or Clitoris, but he does really like sex apparently. So he made this
That he
band
does.
based off of that. It's really weird, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, who doesn't like sex?
Well, I'm just saying it's really funny how he based his band off this. But
Asexual people.
Skynet's really dope too. They're
Skynet's really cool.
Blake Prince and the Dirty Drizzle from an old band called Straight Reason Line from Oakville.
Yeah, they're really degenty.
Eunuchs
It's
don't
It's
like
not
sex.
degent, it's
I
gent.
hate that
It's-
term
it's-
so much.
Really?
Just call it
It's
Meshuggah.
Gent.
Okay.
The D is silent.
All right. I
Yeah.
did not know that.
That's okay. You learn something new every day.
Yep.
Even on this podcast.
Gent.
It's because it goes gent, 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 gent.
Yeah.
Not gent, 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 gent.
Makes sense.
That's what
I
I'm
actually
clear
had to YouTube that term at one point because it's all just music to me, and I can't keep track of all these genres and terms for all these things. And then I was like, oh, that makes sense.
What's the term? What's it?
Gent.
Gent. It's like a.
I've never heard of this.
It's like a modern
it's-
style of
it's-
like metal now.
No, it's
It's
Meshuggah.
it's a reference for that style of music. You
Based
know.
on the sound that the strings are making.
Yeah.
Right, because it's not so much a tone or, a note per se. It's-
Am I just like so old that like metal? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Metal used to be metal, and now it's like
Oh, it's
There's-
ridiculous.
yeah,
so
Metal
many
used to be
different.
hairspray, man.
Yeah.
And, it's so funny when you watch the evolution of metal, if you've seen any of...
Oh,
Greatest-
I've watched all of them.
greatest
Yeah.
Okay, what is his name?
I can't remember.
Oh.
For God's sakes. We talked about this
Yeah.
before, too. Somebody, please tell me what the documentary maker. Yeah, I think he's from the Toronto region, and he's done global metal, the history of metal. Sam Dunn is his name.
Sam
Finally
Dunn,
came to me.
yes.
So Sam Dunn showed the evolution of metal, and he talks about the hair bands and all that big L.A. and Hollywood stuff. And it's so funny because I look back at that stuff, and I was never into like the Motley Crues and the
Poison.
Poisons and all that stuff.
Skid Row, come on.
But then and at the time, women went crazy over that stuff, right? But really, it was a bunch of dudes dressing up as girls. Like I don't get it.
Maybe they're all like lesbians.
But no, they're certainly not. I mean, they were wheeling, right? I mean,
They
they
were
would.
hot girls, man.
They
like penetration, that's for
For the
sure.
time.
Yeah.
But yeah, the
But
stories.
that was the thing. Like, you look like that and you're a sex symbol. Tight leather pants, long blonde,
Teased up.
teased hair.
I don't get it.
Steel Panther,
Backstage,
man.
a surplus of baby powder to get the hell out of those pants.
It still happens. There's tons of bands in the area that I know that, they still have that sound and have that image. And they still
Yeah.
clean up.
From what I understand now, women are like really into beards.
Yeah,
Is it the new
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
it is. Well, women have always liked beards, but now especially. Grow a beard. You
Well,
can
I
be
mean,
gross, have a
it's kind
beard.
of it's a manly thing. I think maybe. Forgive me if I'm speaking on their behalf, but maybe what it kind of means is they want a man.
Yeah.
I mean, there's certainly the whole metro thing, and that's really out there right now. And if I read articles and stuff about how guys are taking more of an active role in things like planning weddings and in the household and
Creating names.
and the traditional. Yeah, see, Ajay knows.
Ajay, can you
Ajay.
get me a bottle opener?
I'm sure the day Ajay gets married, he's probably going to pick out the bridesmaids' dresses. Just saying.
And there. Nope, not saying that.
Yeah, no, don't say it. No, you can't say it. You can say it here, just not on CHRW radio. So anyway,
Thanks.
thanks, man. See, what a good metro.
Thank you, Ajay.
So Monday, May 27th, Skynet of Concept and Kings, and also featuring Junior's band Fear the Hero. We posted a link to their Facebook account, but we're going to do it again because we're big proponents of support here, and they're a young and up and coming band. I know these guys are just coming out of high school. You've been working with us here for some time, so anything that we can do, obviously, to support you.
Awesome.
But if you're looking for tickets, they're only $10. It's at the Eastern Star Temple, which I've not been to yet.
It's what it is. I think it's like a Mason lodge, and they use it as a venue once in a while. But yeah, it's kind of small, but it does the job.
Do you know what the capacity is?
120.
Is it?
Whoa.
Right, well,
There's the guy
He
that would
knows.
know.
Whoa.
Look at you rub that mic. God damn, it's so hard not
Let's
to get
name some
hard.
other venues.
Why would we do that?
Because I want to see if he can list off the capacities of
Just-
them.
no.
So you posted
That was
something-
kind of awesome.
Speaking of venues,
Boom.
you posted something today. Should we talk about this?
About
So the one venue that was formerly the Salt Lounge.
the Rehab nightclub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which has been many things over the years.
Since the Salt Lounge closed, it's
Yeah.
been about 13. One of which had opened their doors to the public, and we're in business for a couple months.
And so the current ownership.
The current ownership, it's the same guys who owned it before when it was Club. I think it was Club Noir last. And they closed that to rebrand, and then they formed Rehab Nightclub. Great name for a nightclub.
Yeah.
Douche.
That's where recovering alcoholics go.
You know
Yeah.
what they say about guys that go to dance clubs?
What's that?
Douche, 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 douche.
But so, I mean,
Thanks for that bit of news.
me and
I
a
did not
couple
know that.
investors have been over the many, many times trying to actively get the Salt Lounge to reopen. So we continuously go in there with our offers, trying to negotiate, and then it just so happens that somebody actually has gone in there to open up and just sign the lease. So this is why I was curious, because Rehab's been there for 4 months now. They've never opened their doors to the public, but nothing's ever changed. So I was just curious on the status of the place, or if it was just simply a drug front. Because I had heard that they had been giving them their lease, like paying their lease in full monthly, but, when you're not opening your doors to the public. I've also heard that they had just had liquor license issues that they were trying to work out, but regardless, it's been since January or before. So if they're not going to open, they should just, toss in the towel and let some better people get in there and reconfigure it back into what that building belongs and should be.
I agree, man.
It
I
was
agree.
a nice venue. It'd be
It
nice to
certainly
have
was,
that
man.
back.
I played some shows there. Played some great shows there. It was, I mean, when you left the embassy, that you kind of took that scene with you there. For all intents and purposes. I mean, I know the embassy certainly ran there. Continued on and tried to run some shows, but as far as I was concerned, the lifeblood kind of left there and came with you when you went over to the Salt Lounge. And ever since then, I mean, we talk about this week in and week out how it's it's a lot more difficult for bands to get shows, and I got to say I've certainly seen a change in some of the local proprietors that have kind of opened their doors and presented some opportunities for the younger bands, and
Oh, yeah.
case in point is
Absolutely.
and what you're experiencing right now. But that said, I mean, there's only so many places to play, right? So, London's pining for some more venues, but
Yeah.
we can get into that a little bit later. I think we should get to some more music here, and then Edie, I don't know if you want to wait until after the band performs until we do the Angry Edie bit, or
Whatever.
if you're ready to go. Just a couple of things maybe to clarify for you. First off, if you're tuning in to London Indie Underground for the first time, we've been doing this for some time here. The better part of, I got to say 8 months now that we've been broadcasting live every Wednesday from the Vault Recording Studio here. And if you would like to check out some of our past archive, we've been privileged to have had the who's who of London come through our doors and share their experiences as well as their music with us. And we encourage you to check it out. It's as easy as going to our new website, londonindieunderground.com. And if you click on podcast directly underneath the podcast window that you might even be incidentally looking at right now, there's a little link for the archive, and it takes you to our YouTube channel. You can see all of our previous weeks' broadcasts that we have there, with the exception of last week, which I'm going to be uploading today, as well as our current day's podcast. Last week featured Texas King, and I've had a couple people message me already. I apologize. I've been so sick, and I really haven't been at the studio here for the last couple of days because I've been hurting at home, but I wouldn't miss the podcast. In addition to that, those of you that know, Mr. Brandon Eady and I have taken our voices over to CHRW Radio, and now London Indie Underground has a program every Friday from 3:30 to 6 p.m. where, much like we do here, we support independent bands from this market. More music, obviously less talk here, and we tend to jabber on, and sometimes tantamount to a bunch of bullshit, and other times we have more poignant things to say.
But other times, and I was just about to say, I mean, if you do track back and look through the archives, I mean, there's at least 15 episodes where it's pure information to take in as a band, as anyone involved in the industry, anyone as a fan. Like, there's a lot of good stuff on there, and it's not always just us talking about hockey. I mean, that's always a part of it.
Right.
But
Certainly.
There's a lot of informative and good and entertaining stuff on there.
Sure. We've had, Dan Broadbeck, Juno-winning producer, that came in and kind of gave us his take on the industry. Gord Pryor, who was one of my favorite interviews that we did. James Leacock came in from SOCAN to share information about artist, digital rights management and, some of the services and benefits that are available through registering your music with SOCAN, and a countless number of bands that have come in and shared their experiences, some of which have toured all over the world, some of which were just getting started. So we tried to span not only as many genres as possible, but a good depth and breadth of experience that everybody would be able to identify with, and we've been really fortunate, and obviously having gentlemen like yourself, Jason, coming in and documenting it for us. If you go to londonunderground.com and you click on the past albums, you're going to see in our previous podcasts some of the pictures that he's done, and we've featured some new talent and some established talent. We even featured Mr. Tasty was one of the winners of our Battle for the Underground version 1.0, which coincidentally we do have another Battle of the Underground right now, where bands can vie for an opportunity to win a promotional package that includes airtime and a live performance and interview here on the podcast, one free song recorded here at the Vault Recording Studio with myself, airtime on CHRW of that song that we recorded, and last but not least, an opening slot on a Summer Camp Productions bill put on by Brandon Eady, which in all likelihood is going to be at the London Music Hall with some more established acts. So it's giving you an opportunity to get your band in front of a more substantial crowd. So we encourage you guys to get involved. Pardon me, I'm dying. Pretty easily done. If you'd like to register your band for this thing, contest closes May 24th. All you need to do, go to London, facebook.com, London Indie Underground, click on events, scroll down the page, go to Battle for the Underground version 2.0, post a link to your band's online page of choice, whether it's Bandcamp, SoundCloud.
Coughing.
I'm going to struggle to get through the rest of this.
Somebody buy him some Buckleys.
Can I add
My
to
goodness.
that little prize package that you're handing out?
Yeah.
How do you feel about throwing in some pictures?
Absolutely. Why not?
Yeah. So whoever wins this, we'll get together for an afternoon and I'll give them some pictures.
Brilliant. Oh, man, I got a frog in my throat now. I got to finish this off. We'll get to some music so I can recover here.
Do it.
So post a link to your band's online page of choice. Activate your friends, your fans, and your family to go to that link. Click on like on the link that you posted to the event page wall. Top 3 like-getting bands. The panel here at London Indie Underground is going to vote, determine who the winner is. The winner's going to take home that package that we talked about right off the top there. So encourage you to get involved. All right, let's get to some more music here. So, my goodness, I am really hurting right now.
I am turning this into a drinking game.
Are ya? Oh, no. All right, so I want to get to a band here. It's going to be going back into the studio here for a bit to record a new EP. This is The Messes and Miracles with Below the Brine on the London Indie Underground.
I will dive right in, sink below the brine. I will lay right here, tell you all it's fine. Swim till there's no light coming from behind. Lighting up your eyes, lighting up your life. I fall too fast to remember, but lighting up your eyes, lighting up your life. I fall too fast to remember, but lighting up your eyes, I'm lighting up your life. just fine. I fall too fast to remember, but I'll sink below the brine. I'll meet you deep below the sea. It'll just be you and me, and we'll just be who we are. I'll sink below the brine. I'll meet you deep below the sea. It'll just be you and me, and we'll just be who we are. I'll meet you deep below, deep below. I'll meet you deep below the sea. I'll meet you deep below, deep below. I'll meet you deep below the sea. We all have things about us that no one will ever know. We all want waves around us, but you wouldn't think so. You don't think so. I don't wanna look back on a life I could not say. So I'm leaving my own life behind to live among the waves. And I would never let it go. I'll sink below the brine. I'll meet you deep below the sea. It'll just be you and me, and we'll just be who we are. I'll sink below the brine. And I'll meet you deep below the sea. It'll just be you and me, and we'll just be who we are. I will dive right in, sink below the brine. I will lay right here, tell you all is fine.
Messes and Miracles of Below the Brine here on the London Indie Underground. You listen to the SARS edition. My name is Jimmy James. Deathly ill, but I refuse to stay home because I love this shit, man. I love doing these podcasts. Joined today, obviously, by Mr. Brandon Eady, also Mr. Jordan Ropp from the band Mr. Tasty, recently relocated here to London. I'm looking forward to having you as regular guest on our panel here. I'm sure you're
wanna
going to be
be here
contributing some
Everywhere.
enthralling content. And also joined by Junior.
Hello?
I didn't even call you Alex
Microphone
anymore.
blocking my face.
So, Edie, why don't we do this thing now? Because we got the band that's going to be coming up here in about 10 minutes. UTKF is going to be joining us for a performance, which will be nice because it'll give my voice a bit of a break because I got to interview these cats later. I just downed almost a whole bottle of water, so I'm feeling a little bit better at the moment. But I figured maybe I'd turn the mic over to you.
Vodka would have been better.
Yeah, well, one of the things that we've been featuring here as part of the podcast is a little segment aptly called Angry Edie. And those of you that know Edie, who takes to social media to air his grievances and, to add his take on, social commentary on either current events or his interactions with various people that he's involved with in his trade as a booking agent. So, I was excited today because you texted me and you said, I'm prepared. I got something for you.
Oh, I'm pissed.
Are you? So I figured maybe I'd just turn it over to you and give you an opportunity to let her fly.
So those of you who know me, I mean, you know what I do. You know where I come from. For those of you who don't, I run a company called Summer Camp Productions. I've been booking, promoting concerts in London for 13 years now. I've been doing it since before the interwebs. Sorry, this microphone sucks. Keeps blocking my face. There we go. Nope. Good. All right, so I've been doing it. I've been doing this since before the interwebs. I started out when I was 17 doing the posters and words of mouth and all the hard work that you had to do back then, which I still do now. But Facebook has been a really big part of promoting for bands and for promoters and for businesses and brands. A couple weeks back, I put together. I built some events for some upcoming shows in London and Toronto. And I went to go invite my list, and I was told that I was suspended from blocking people. And I was curious as to why. So I let time go, and it's been a week now.
Suspended for blocking people?
Or sorry, suspended from inviting people to events.
Okay.
So this
That's weird.
continued on for a week. Very frustrating. So then I did some research, and I discovered that Facebook is starting to implement a ban on inviting users to events, limiting people to only being allowed to invite 300 people at one time. So that is, I don't mean just 300 people per event, I mean period. So you send out 300 invites, 298 of those people don't click yes, no, or maybe. They sit in pending. You can't invite 298 people. The whole purpose of Facebook is it's a community social website. This is what they got popular on, or got popular by. And now it's kind of become the norm for the last 4 or 5 years that, bands, companies, promoters utilize Facebook so much to get the word out. And now we don't have that ability. I can go, and it didn't used to be a problem because anytime we posted from a page or a post, you would be able to see it. But now because they're trying to monetize that, I need to pay money for the 5,000 people on my list to even be able to view it. Only a portion does otherwise. So that really takes a huge damper on, on show promoting and marketing.
Right.
Mind you, yes, people are like, oh, cool, that means maybe promoters will go out and put posters up, blah, 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 blah. It's like, I always do that. However, posters have a post life of 1 day, roughly, because of all the other events and clubs and businesses that are doing it around town. There have been times that I have gone out at noon and I start walking down Richmond, covering the streets, and by the time that I turn around to come back at 12:30 and do the opposite side, people have already torn my posters down. Waste of money. Huge waste of money. 2, you can only put up posters if people know who the bands are. I can spend $150 on posters for band X, and if people don't know them, they're not going to come. Another waste of money. Word of mouth is still clutch. Radio is still clutch. Finding other avenues like directing people to websites such as summercampproductions.com or the LondonIndieUnderground.com, where they have the bulletin board, aka message board, and the show calendar. That's kind of what's going to be happening now. However, that's still not as effective direct marketing as Facebook. And they're really kind of putting the nail in their coffin for this, because everyone's already getting pissed off enough at them as is, because they think that they can do anything and control everything, like share people's photos, sell their content. Excuse me. Now to take away the only really functioning feature that people use the website for, aside from, sending pictures of their penises and stuff, or girls posting self-shots
Which
in the
would
mirror.
be a great poster.
Oh yeah.
It's it's forcing people to go back to MySpace, which, by the way, have a new complete website that actually is really functional and really good for bands to start utilizing, which nobody has really caught on to yet. Anyways, I'm really, really pissed off at Facebook, so they can go fuck themselves and let me invite people to my events so that I can show and tell all the people on my list and other people's lists what's coming up. Because here's the thing. I have a lot of people bitching about events. Oh, I get too many event invitations from you, blah, 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 blah. But you haven't blocked me, and you tell me specifically why. Because 1 out of 9 of those events are something that you really want to see. And if you didn't get that, you would not have any idea that it was happening. No events and no invites means you don't know what's happening. So take the fucking time to clear your invite box, check all that shit off, and do it daily. That's it. That's my rant today. I'm pissed. I'm super pissed.
I'm frustrated too because obviously you manage a couple of pages and you get the metrics on any of the pages that you manage that
That's
shows
just
you
disgusting.
how many people see it. So, London Indie Underground on Facebook, we have, roughly about 800, we'll call it 800 followers. And we put up a post and sometimes 70 people see it.
Yeah.
It's only if people share or people click on like, because when you like something, it shows up in somebody else's feed sometimes.
There's also a few other tricks to it. Anytime that you post a event or a link, it's limited to people. Anytime you just post a text,
Yeah.
just straight up text, 80% should see it on a 100% basis, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
100% of the time, 80 people will see it, minimum. But anytime one
It's good
Sex
math.
Panther.
Yeah. It works every time.
90% of the time, it works every time.
No, I hear you, but it's frustrating. Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, I mean, they built their brand and their community on these tools for bands. That's why everyone's flocked there. And now everyone's starting to find new tools like Google Plus and what's that one? Meetup and back to MySpace and all the other things. And it would be cool if people actually left their house to go places where they could get exposed to posters. But now in the digital age where we've had Facebook and social networks for a long time, after the way it used to be, before that, there were record stores, and a lot of record stores, where people actually went to buy music.
And would see posters.
Or the people working there would inform them of cool bands and shows that were happening. Nobody does that.
Word of mouth will always be the greatest endorsement.
Absolutely.
But I mean, nowadays we're so disconnected. We barely even talk anymore. Now it's all text based.
Yep.
Back in the day, you used to pick up the phone and actually call somebody.
Absolutely. Well, yeah.
You used to have to
I hate
meet
talking
your
on the phone.
girlfriend to break up with her.
Yeah. Now I just shoot her a text. Yeah.
There's a really cool, and this was actually sent to me as I was airing my grievances about this. There's a company based out of Toronto, I believe they are, who proposed this to me, and they run a company that's an SMS business. So basically, it's like an email list, like we used to do in the past, gather people's emails, use an email client, and send out weekly newsletters, etc. A lot of people still do that. Mine's kind of gone the way because of, just been used with Facebook and everything. But they essentially do the same where you can set up an SMS client, which is text messaging, and it's basically the same as an email list where you set up the client, people opt in with a code, and then anytime you send a message out, your entire list gets it directly to their phone, which is cool but costly. So that's an avenue I'm going to explore into a little bit further. But
Well, let me know what you find out. It is what it is.
it's just a hard world, man. Everyone and this is why
Nothing's
it's
free, eh?
no, but this is why it's going to be so much harder, is because everyone's adapted to digital marketing and social media marketing, and that's all bands do to promote themselves. I mean, it's not even just about me or shows or anything like that. It's, you guys can't invite people to your page or to your events. You can't really get people involved.
It's proven to be a lot more difficult. There's no question.
And that's, is where do we fall back onto?
Well, that poses the argument. I read an article about the need for a traditional .com address.
Absolutely.
For bands, right?
Yep.
Because we've been relying too heavily on social media as our main, our main form of advertising. But really, the website is and always will be the key place where you can have full creative control over all the content. Whether
and I completely agree with that. But you're not being able to see how many people you're reaching directly, as you are, and that was the appeal to Facebook, was that you could go on your event and be like, not that this matters, but there are 287 people confirmed to be coming to our show this evening. It's as opposed to not having any clue.
Yeah, it's hard for you to gauge it, right? And I suppose like I was saying, nothing is free. I mean, Facebook was great for the longest time, but now it's a publicly traded company, and they got to find ways to monetize it. And at first I thought maybe it was just going to be for advertisement, but now they realize that it's become a very important tool for promoters.
But
to
so
connect.
was MySpace, and then MySpace did the exact same thing.
Right.
And then what happened to them?
And they went back, right?
And they fucking crumbled, and now
Yeah.
they're going back. It's one thing when you collect off advertisement. I don't mind paying $20 per campaign or whatever on Facebook to put an ad out there. I don't have a problem with that at all. And when you have 900 people doing it in one city, you're making a good chunk of money, Facebook.
Right.
It's when you're limiting people to what they can do.
That's true. All right. Well,
There
we
you
got to
have
get. Thanks for the rant, Angry Edie. Send us your thoughts.
was
what you
angry
think
earlier.
about it. If you'd like to connect with us, you can do that if you happen to be on the Twitter at London_Indie_UG. Feel free to chime in anytime if you'd like to contribute your thoughts in our conversation, or hit us up on Facebook, facebook.com/LondonIndieUG. So we're going to get to another track here from another band we featured a whole bunch, but one of my personal favorites with definitely a lot of ties to London, a band called the Salads.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, and then after that, we're going to have UTKF that's going to perform a live set for us here in studio, followed by an interview. And then after that, we'll get the panel back in here for a little more discussion, a little bit of music before we wrap up at 9 o'clock. So in the interim, this is the Salads with Who We Are on the London Indie Underground.
This week on London Indie Underground, someone's gonna take their clothes off.
I have misplaced my pants.
Now we said, you smell it in the body. We said it's decent the way you move your body. I get high with my thoughts and my ways. We're spreading love to go on for days. And for days, oh, go on for days.
the Mercy Now with Mercy here on the London Indie Underground. Great band. We were happy to have them come down from Toronto. Made the trip all the way down here just to feature their brand of rock and roll. And we're certainly looking to get them here into our market to perform for you live. If you caught the stream on the podcast, certainly a band that really brought it into the studio. Lots of energy, lots of hype, and just some great dudes. Before that, the Salads with Who We Are. Once again, my boys, awesome guys. Looking forward to having them back here in London. I certainly know they love playing here. London is one of their favorite stops when they come through, and the communities really embrace them. And can't wait to get them back. So, without further ado, we like to take this opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce you to a band out of London. Very privileged to have them here on the podcast tonight. This is a band called the UTKF.
What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in to London Indie Underground. We are UTKF. Gonna play a few songs for you guys off our new record. This first one's called Better Than Nothing. Are you losing sleep? Or did you think that I would try to spend my time counting the days to watch the sun go down outside your house? You know I can't carry this away. But I still never gave up. The dreams that we made up. At least I'm not letting myself away. So sad to you. Of all the times to speak, you spoke out first. And all the times you chose the word. Take yourself just because it hurt. Coming to death so I don't bite my tongue. Until they try but never prove me wrong. I got it rough. Got a beggar's cry since you'll be gone. But you'll be gone. But I still never gave up. Those dreams that we made up. At least I'm not running myself away. It's all the same to you. It's all the same to you. Same to you. Hoping for something is better than nothing. Hoping for something good. Hoping for something is better than nothing. Hoping for something good. Hoping for something is better than nothing. Hoping for something good. Try to push it down.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we just released, as I said, a full length titled Set the Fire. It's available on iTunes. You can stream it on Spotify. We also have it on Bandcamp to both buy and stream. So keep that in mind. This next one is the title track off that album. It's called Set the Fire. It's going to be good.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you over there.
Thank you. Oh, water. I guess this is our third and the last one. So this is gonna be the first single we put off of Set the Fire. The first song we played was actually the second single. We have a music video for it. You can find it on YouTube. It's completely do-it-yourself, zero budget, just, directed and pretty much done.
Pizza.
Yeah, we paid for pizza and stuff, so that was kind of the break thing. I thought it was before I actually even filmed. Anyway, this song is called Put Me On. Find it on YouTube, on iTunes, all that kind of stuff. I'm learning how it feels to be lost without it, and I've learned that nothing heals, and I'm pissed about it. Holding close to me, and I never let it go. So for me, when my back's against the ropes. Cause maybe you think that I push too hard, but you said you go twice as hard. I can't believe I lost the pieces that fit to make my name. Cause every city sings a different song. To me it's all the same. Every time I see you, I know the words, but I always say something else. And every time I dream out you will understand that everything is worth more than what you make it say. But your actions speak louder. Maybe you think that I push too hard, but you said you go twice as hard. You did your best to put me on. You did your best to put me on. What are you waiting for? 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 This world has been falling apart for too long. Whoa! 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 You did your best to put me on. You did your best to put me on.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Once again, we are UTKF.
Whee! That was fun.
That was fun.
London Indie Underground is London's only independent music broadcast, showcasing some of our area's most talented artists, bands, and personalities. Tune in to CHRW every Friday from 3:30 to 6 p.m. while your hosts Jimmy James and Brandon Eady spin all the best indie bands from London. Listen in for show announcements, ticket giveaways, and band interviews. London Indie Underground on CHRW.
no pain. In the moment the light fades, do it all again. Who do you trust? Obviously, it's not me. I lift you up, you drag me down into the deep where I can run. Maybe I love you, but we'll see. Watch your damage. You said you'd tell me, so I'll think you say. When I die, shall rise above, kill it all out shut. When you bite me, I close my eyes and feel no pain. In the morning when the light fades, do it all again. I wanna lick you from your head down to your feet. Simple seduction, popular demand, loud on the street. I need to feel you with some old-fashioned me. What's my damage? I guess I'll tell ya, so take a seat. And here I am. And there you are. Here's to the evil love, but it feels so good. When our darkness shall rise above, give it all out shut. When you bite me, I close my eyes and feel no pain. In the morning when the light fades, do it all again.
Can't believe I just said that.
Mr. Tasty. Evil Love here on the London Indie Underground. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you enjoyed the performance of my guests joining me now in studio in UTKF. Awesome job, gents.
Thank you so
very
much.
That was great, man. Great
Thank you so
performance.
much.
I was saying, off air, I don't know if you, or not off air, it was on air rather, and I don't know if you guys heard me. And we were talking about this earlier, that, a lot of the bands that we've been getting in here represent a bunch of different genres, but we really haven't nailed down any, straight up kind of punk bands. And, although you guys, I think, have your own take on that genre of music, it's still, it's great to hear and it's refreshing. That wasn't a comment about the
Thanks.
music. That's just, Brandon, aka Homer Simpson over there.
I've watched these kids grow up. We'll
Yeah.
tell them anyways.
Yeah, that's very true.
Cool. All right, so let's do a bit of a roll call here. So who do we have in studio with us?
I'm Burton.
I'm Anton.
Ryan, Danny.
Excellent. Thanks for joining us again. So, it was Alex that put us into contact with you.
Yep.
And he's kind of been, championing your band as far as the podcast goes. And not bugging me, but saying, we really need to have UTKF on the show. And I know he certainly goes out to your shows and a big supporter of you guys.
Sure.
So, a couple questions for you. I know Brendan suggested he's been watching you guys grow up, but how long now have you officially been a band together?
Oh boy.
I'll do this one.
Sure, yeah, you can.
I was actually our old bassist who actually left like last year. I've been in a band with him for maybe 11 years, I think. So since grade 4, and
Wow.
so last year he left, but about 6 years ago, maybe 2007 is when Ryan joined. I was the singer before then, and we were just sort of another band then. Like
Okay.
it just slowly transformed into this band. Yeah, so Ryan joined as the singer, and then we also had our old drummer who also left at the same time as the bassist. Just they had other things going on completely. They're still great friends of ours. But so yeah, this lineup, I guess UTKF started around 2007.
Danny's actually the newest addition to the band within the last few months. We got him
Yeah.
in.
January
Drummer.
or so.
January, yeah, for drums. And then
The drum.
the drums.
Play one drum.
And Burton's actually just he just helps us out
Just.
when we play live shows.
Yeah.
He's great. Does not adjust anything, but he
Burton
actually
from
plays
Life Ruiner.
He actually plays in Life
in
Ruiner.
the
Yeah.
Life Ruiners.
Nice. And you guys
Yeah.
had a tour, I think, back in the beginning of the new year. Is that correct?
And I actually went on tour with them as their drummer.
Yeah.
Oh,
we're-
really?
So,
we're sort of
I owe him big time.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So you play drums too.
I do, yeah.
You just
We
all
went
over the
to-
place.
Yeah.
All right, on man. So are you guys? Just a question for you: have any of you come out of the music industry arts program, or?
I went to
involved-
OIArt.
You went to OER.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
last year. So I have my own studio in Lambeth.
And that's where you live right now, is in Lambeth.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So
what's,
that's-
what's your studio called?
Lost Recording.
Lost Recording, and it's safe to assume the current recordings that I've heard have all been done by you.
Yep.
Oh, great
Or-
sounding, man.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's great work.
Yeah, everything we've done has all been just me.
It's-
Very DIY.
It's great when you can do it yourself, and I'm sure you can. Good job, Edie. He's making noise and shit. So I'm sure you can attest to this. There's in this market, there's a bunch of aspiring young producers that come out of the likes
Yeah.
of OEArt and music industry arts with certainly great ambitions and try to set up shop. And there's no shortage of producers and engineers in this area, right? To varying degrees of professionalism and in approach and product. And I've heard some DIY stuff that I didn't know that you had recorded your own stuff, right?
Yeah.
So you certainly the bar has been set, I guess.
Mhm.
At the same time, you hear other stuff that guys kind of cutting their teeth. But I've always said it's great to be able to do it yourself. I think sometimes you need to partner with somebody else to get to that next level. But
Mhm.
if you can do it in house, no different than what we do here, right? It's certainly a great tool to be able to have and help you along with your sound and the direction that you guys want to go, right?
Yeah. Well, I think it's crazy because especially nowadays, it seems DIY is just like if you really want to get something going, unless you're extremely lucky, it has to be DIY. It's so hard to rely on so many people in the industry nowadays.
Well, especially now, you can literally like torrent a studio
Yeah.
easily. So I don't know. It's almost like eliminating a lot of jobs, if anything.
Yeah.
This whole DIY thing.
Yeah.
That's an ongoing commentary. I recently, with the Jack Richardson Music Awards, I co-hosted them, but I also moderated the panel from which Brandy Needy was a part of. And we talked about DIY, and earlier in the day, too, it was the producers panel where you submit your songs and they kind of give you some feedback about not only your compositions, but sometimes about the recording process. And kind of the resounding theme was and I think this is maybe purely based on the fact that the sample of DIY stuff that came forward, some of it was good and some of it you could tell that needed some work, right? And the resounding theme was that sometimes you need that one person or that producer or that studio that's going to help you to get to that next level. And I don't necessarily agree with that all the time, but I think that if you're able to get the sounds that you want and represents the tone that you're looking for, then
Of course, yeah.
perhaps then you just continue on with what you're doing. Right?
I completely agree, seeing as I'm in that position where I am one of those producers who help other bands.
Right.
Because if there's been a lot of bands who haven't, like, the reason I started my studio is to help out young bands in London area who didn't have much money and wanted something to get them off their feet.
Yeah.
And I completely agree. I guess it was just lucky for us that I'm just in the band, that we
Right.
don't need somebody else. But that's what I want to be, that person for other bands around the area.
That's great. That's great. So now UTKF, I know, is an acronym, right? And I
Certainly is. Yeah.
now I know
just a thing.
I know that now you were referred to just as UTKF, but
Yes.
do you still, do you still acknowledge?
No.
No?
No, we tried our best. Under the Killing Floor was a name that came in before I was in the band, and we had a different sound, and it was a little more fitting at that point in time. But
Okay.
since everything's kind of progressed the way it has, we're just Under the Killing Floor. It's not such a good name. Brendan, can
I never thought it was a bad name, man.
well, UTKF is not. That one's not so good either. But it's just, I think it's just a little bit less. I don't think it's embarrassing to other people to hear.
Well, I think we went through a phase where it was like, well, I'm over it. You're not. I know that. But when people are like, oh, so what's UTKF stand for? I'm always just like, it stands for Under the Killing Floor, and we don't really go by that anymore.
Right.
And then this guy's like, well, like we hate that name, so we're like, please don't call us
Well,
that.
I don't want to be, I guess it's our name, but, there are other bands with stupid names that go by acronyms, and they can do it, and it's fine, it's
I
not...
think I know why. It's because it's 3 letters.
Yeah, I know.
We have an extra one. And if we were UKF, it would be
the
that dubstep thing.
Yeah, I know.
So how do you pronounce your band name?
Yes.
It's actually a word.
It's just more of a
Gaelic.
caveman.
I thought Gaelic for whale's vagina.
Yes, that's it.
It's actually interactive. You can just name it.
Well, it's
whatever you
interesting. Yeah, it's interesting because we tried
Under the
to
Kool-Aid Fountain.
we tried to work through maybe another a name change recently, a little while ago, and it just never panned out. We tried to think of a lot of names.
I think one was like Dead Lips or something.
Yeah, some pretty serious weird names. But it always comes out that way. It's always something stupid that comes into its own. But I mean, with all the stuff that we have going now, we have people who know us.
Are so tough.
I know. They're the most important thing.
I know.
We have,
It
and
really
we
is.
fucked up originally. We started off with a fucked up name, so we're already down one. But we have people who know us like globally. I mean, it's not like a lot of people, but people who like us, and contact people in France and Mexico and the Philippines a lot for some reason.
In Japan.
Yeah, it's really cool. But they know us as UTKF, and we can't really.
Yeah.
And that's, sorry not to interject.
Yeah,
but, when you guys were going through that whole thing, both of you kind of picked my brain about it, and I gave you my thoughts on the past, and but now it's suiting, and now I don't actually see reason for you to change it.
Yeah, it works now.
Unfortunately,
especially with they're releasing the new album.
It's way too late now.
Yeah, it's just we cemented it in there now.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because giant acts will change their name, but they're so giant that it's easy for them to change their name.
Yeah.
Because everybody will know about it.
Yeah, because then it gets publicized.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's always hard because you could be the exact same band and change your name and then have to completely rebuild.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
As much as you have followers, they won't necessarily clue in.
Exactly.
One thing that's almost overlooked is that a name is very much a brand also.
Yeah, it's marketing, for sure.
But that's the other thing. I mean, you guys, you were kind of relating back to Alexis on Fire with the AOF stuff, and they were known as a skull heart logo.
Yeah, exactly.
And, I mean, you can eventually just, it doesn't matter about what your name is. You can brand it and come up with an image that represents
Or you could be
absolutely.
UTKF
Just like
and
Prince,
be
yeah.
Prince.
You can just literally be a symbol.
I'm this.
Yeah.
The artist formerly known as UTKF.
holding a sign.
There you go. So clearly you've been, various players have been playing together for some time. You mentioned dating back to grade 4, right? Which I think is great. It kind of shows a testament to and a commitment to music. But when you play together for that long, obviously you forge these friendships that will last forever. And I think sometimes people don't appreciate the dynamic of being in a band and the relationships.
It's crazy.
And perhaps it's nothing that you really ever be able to articulate and ever be able to communicate. But that said, I digress. I want to ask you guys here, and one of the ongoing themes of our podcast is not only to showcase music, but also to give some insights in perspective to not only the musicians and aspiring types that are listening, but also maybe the casual listener who wants to get involved in the scene, or we're trying to beckon and urge people to get involved, right? Because one of the things that we've noticed is fallen away is some of the listenership and perhaps some people that would used to go to shows that just don't go to shows anymore for any number of reasons, and we can get into those. But really, I kind of wanted to throw it to you guys, and as musicians that have been around for a while, what would be some of the key pieces of feedback that you would give to, you know, young inspiring musicians that may be watching you right now and, you know, hearing that, you know, you guys have, you know, some followers overseas and have been around for a long time and clearly have made a name for yourselves in this area. And, you know, maybe not necessarily as a band, but as individual musicians, you know, what would be some of the advice that you would give to them and say, you know, here's what we did, or here's what I think would be, you know, some key things for you?
Well, I know for myself, of course, practice makes perfect, and I know that when I joined the band, I couldn't really sing very well. I can sing better than I could.
Still,
I
yeah.
can still improve a little bit, but it's just I think one of the most important things that happened to me musically is that I always did it by myself when I was younger, and kind of played around. But then I met Anton in grade 9 and kind of formed like a duo thing, and I just learned so much bouncing off of him.
Inseparable everything.
Yeah, I know. It's just, and it gets to the point where like you can feel the music, you know what I mean? And I can look at him and like give him like a what was that type of thing? He's like, oh, and he laughs. Oh, sorry. It's that kind of thing, you know?
Well, not even that, but the opposite. Like you can look at the other person without even an expression, and know what they're trying to
go
say.
Here,
do this
change
next.
this chord. Or, yeah, we're gonna bring it down, or you know, speed it up, and all that kind of stuff. It's really important, I think, to find somebody or something.
It's just like people say, like musical chemistry. It's like so real.
It truly is, yeah. It's huge. I think, and sometimes it's not available, but I feel like if you can find somebody to just even bounce ideas off of, it's just so much easier than sitting there with, you know, like your own recording, you know, apparatus and just playing back riffs and working on that. Because that works to develop, I guess, some writing skills. But the more you play with somebody and the more you play in like a live situation and with other musicians, you know, the more you can learn how to feel the music. It's not so much notes as it is just a feeling. Like, you know when to go up and go down, all that kind of stuff.
I also feel like I saw this thing on Facebook the other day. I'm not like, people post stupid like memes all the time and they really bother me. But there's one that actually I extremely agreed with. It was like, somebody posted it saying like, I wish somebody would have told this to me about music and being a musician. And it was something like, it was saying what a lot of musicians don't respect, I guess, or appreciate is that there's a point in your career where you sort of, everything's sort of telling you that this is not going to work. You're trying really hard, and a lot of people give up at that point. And I feel like if you really love it enough to work through it, when you break that boundary, or not boundary, but like
barrier,
that like
yeah.
phase of, you know, it's just like, it's crazy. Like when we came back from this like year sort of not really playing shows, we were recording the new record, but coming back, it's just like we have like a group chat on Facebook that it's just always going. It's never stopping, and it's just all of us in it, and it's just like every day we're just always inspired to keep pushing, and there's not really much that's discouraging us.
And even like, especially with that whole like breaking barriers thing, when you're first starting, tons of barriers, you're insecure about starting what you're doing, and those barriers don't really go away. So if you really want to like make it, you have to just constantly smash barriers, know exactly what you want to do, and then one day you'll become like a world-class musician, and then you're gonna keep on smashing those barriers, being all insecure, and you just have to go through it and focus on what you want to do.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of people that are going to say no to you, and very few that will say yes. And if you're the person that's saying no to yourself, you're not going to get very far. So you just got to make sure you continue.
Here's a good example. Brandon Eady. We've had this relationship where it's been extremely tough love, I think.
Yeah.
And he really wants to see us succeed.
I don't mean anything ill by anything, you know that.
It's
right?
just honesty.
Of course.
He doesn't mean anything by anything.
Yeah. And I feel like at a lot of stages in young bands' careers, they would get discouraged. A lot of bands would get extremely discouraged and be like, "Oh God, this is crazy," and really, we just appreciate the fact that he is really trying to help us, and he knows he's not making stuff up. He knows how it's, you know, shows are booked and how to promote, and
it's how it is. Like, that's
yeah, and that's the reason why we still work together, is because like even though we've been through, you know, arguments and whatever, we still do shows and lots of people still come out, and that's a thing I think a lot of bands need to appreciate. Is it's tough and you can't get discouraged.
Yeah, what you want and how it's supposed to go are never the same thing. You know what I mean?
Very
So
true.
you got to learn how to deal with
Very
it.
seldomly.
Yeah,
Also,
exactly.
to add to the young point, I mean, it's hard for a lot of young bands who have the idea of, again, how they want things to go, to take criticism and
Oh,
to
yeah.
actually,
Yeah.
take it in and kind of
Criticism is insult.
dwell on it for a second,
Yeah.
as opposed to just taking the, you know.
And even by the time you're asking for criticism, the song is already done. Like, don't ask. Just put it out. Then maybe take into consideration and then write another song.
Well, I think you got to get to a point too where two people may have the same opinion on the
But
one.
you never will ever please
Right,
everybody
exactly.
or make a fan out of everybody.
So I guess at that point you just have to make music that you love to make.
And people
know?
that hate you are a lot
Exactly.
more liberal about telling you.
Yeah. I mean, I have a fundamental problem with the whole formulaic approach to music, and, this is well documented. I've been talking about it forever, and there's a couple of bands that I think really exemplify that, I don't particularly like, but, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, double chorus, whatever.
That's right.
I mean, there's so many different, as many different combinations as there are, everything's already kind of been done.
Sure.
Your take on it, as I think you've got to, you just play it. Play your music like you really don't care if anybody else likes it or not, and play because you love it, and not because you're purposely trying to sell records. You guys, I don't know if you know this, but there's actually software nowadays that determines the commercial viability on music.
I've
and what they
heard
do
about that,
is
yeah.
they feed in a song
It's
into
crazy,
it,
so
and it
ridiculous.
analyzes your, verse, chorus, bridge,
Yeah, we gotta
outro,
get
chorus, and the key, the tempo,
That's
great.
the melody, and then it determines if it's commercially viable.
That's
right?
actually how they figured out beforehand that Nora Jones was going to be a hit, even though she was all like jazzy and
That's
down
crazy.
tempo.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's definitely interesting. I feel like but there's also good for some subgenres and in more independent kind of
Certainly.
areas. I feel like that that software might not be as good, but especially like formulaic approach to music. That's not what this is about. You know
Of
what
course.
I mean?
Well,
That's what
certainly
you're talking
not.
about.
Certainly not in the type of music that
Yeah,
you
exactly.
guys play.
And I think that's what you mean is that
Yeah.
creativity will get you where you want to go in this area. You know what I
Right.
mean? If you
Say
want to.
say the thing you said at the barbecue. You said something about like the creativity, like,
I
You're on the spot.
Put it on the spot.
If you do like
Another Whopper for the
something
copper.
that's, like completely creative, like for yourself, like 10 people will like it.
Yeah, if you do something you love, 10 people are gonna like it. Something you like, 100 people are gonna like it, and something it's there and you made it because it'll work. Then a bunch of people are gonna like it. But how far does that go for you? You know what I mean? Do you want to have a bunch of fans that'll just fizzle out, or someone who just loves your music and wants to feel it? You know what I mean?
It's like the guy who wrote Cherry Pie. Hated himself, right?
Oh God!
I'm the guy that fucking wrote
Sorry.
Cherry Pie. I want to kill myself.
This
You know what
is a
I mean?
subject I talk about all the time because I unfortunately had to work with a band called Stereos.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah.
Sure.
Love the guys, man. And I was with them through it all, but they accepted a really bad deal and wrote and played some bad songs that they fucking hated just to get that record deal and try to make it big. And they did for a year.
and then where are they now? Now their name is just tarnished by whatever
Exactly,
it was.
because of the fact that formulaic approach to
Well, and
music.
it's funny
right?
because they all come back from punk rock and other
Yeah.
cool
Yeah.
bands.
You could tell, looking
I
at
mean, they
them,
kept
right?
that
yeah.
image. Yeah.
I think at some point where you suggested that you kind of get to that point and you either push through and you maintain what you're doing or you compromise, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a lot of times, I think that's a tough option to weigh. You know what I mean? On the one hand, do I finally cash in and do I go the road of Nickelback and try to write or do I keep going with what I'm doing, right? And all of I can't speak for everybody else, but I know a lot of my favorite bands, when they interviewed, they're like, we just jammed out because we loved doing this music. We loved playing together, and eventually people kind of caught on to it. And at no point did we kind of change what we wanted to do. We just kept doing what we wanted to do. You know what I mean? And I think that's a true testament to an artist, the ability to kind of push beyond that and realize that it's not going to happen overnight, right?
Oh,
You got to keep
absolutely.
going.
I feel like, I feel like, music is art. It's art, and you have a huge blank canvas, right? And you can paint like a beautiful tapestry and like a beautiful picture, and and you can stay original and interesting. But I mean, you could do what's popular and what's I guess what they call kitsch, right? But think of all the famous paintings you know all the really good ones that kind of broke the barriers. That's kind of going back around this theme. It's like if you want to make it, make an impact and not just coexist. You gotta, stick to what you want to do, and you gotta have an image, and you just kind of can't give up on it.
I also feel like back to the chemistry thing of being like the actual relationship of who you're in a band with. Bandwidth. Sorry. I'm working with a band right now called Seaway, and they're incredible punk rock, pop punk band, and from around Toronto. And no, this is gonna go somewhere.
Okay.
And it's the same thing as us. We've just had this musical and just friendship for forever, and it's the same thing. I actually just learned about them. They've always been they've been in a band also since kids, and I think just like when you have that like relationship, it doesn't even, it's like subconsciously it gets you, people notice that.
That's true.
People
yeah.
notice that you have that chemistry.
Like a Lennon-McCartney thing.
Yep.
Sure, man. I agree.
And like a Jimmy Eat World, Newfound Glory kind of.
Yeah, they feed off each other real well.
Yes.
So, gentlemen, what do you have coming up? Do you have any shows that you're going to be performing here in and around our area?
Yeah, we certainly do. Dan, you want to field this one for the Hamilton one?
Yeah, sure. On June 15th, we have we're playing in Hamilton at Club Absinthe, and potentially a acoustic show during the day. But then later on in the summer, July 26th to August 9th, I think we're doing a whole tour of Ontario with a band from Toronto,
Quebec,
like Pacific,
Yep.
and Quebec. Yeah, sorry, the tour is. And another awesome band from Detroit called Undesirable People.
They're very good.
We're
Very
actually
Underrated band.
Super
Extremely
stoked
underrated.
to tour with them. Yeah.
Insanely good.
Excellent.
Sorry, I just can't get over it.
Yeah, we have we have the tour. We have some one-off shows here and there. And of course, we're always in the works for bigger, things. And we have some things going on right now. I'm not going to go and disclose what they might be, but we are working on bigger things with some bigger bands and some contacts. And it's really interesting.
A band from Europe
Yeah, yeah.
want to come to Canada and take us on tour, which is really cool.
Oh, really?
They're very large, which is pretty cool. They're actually really nice guys as well. But we're just really trying to make everything work for us now. It's kind of like we got some momentum going, so we'll just keep that going, build that snowball, right?
Good for you guys.
And just keep it going as fast and as hard as we can, because this is what we want to do. This is what
I think when one cool thing happens, it like encourages you to keep
Certainly.
keep going and oh man, that worked.
Yeah,
Let's do something else.
keep going doing that. Yeah, we just want to make sure that we, because again, as I said before, we do what we love. This is what we want to do. I don't want to be,
And we love what we
working,
do.
doing data entry somewhere at a business, in like a cubicle, I want to make
I
sure
technically do data entry.
that's true. Lots of ones and
So,
zeros.
thanks.
But we want to do this. This is what we want to do, right?
I hear you, man.
And
This is
so
what
we're
I
gonna
wanna
try
do
and do
too.
everything we can to make sure this is what we can do.
Good for you guys, man. Where can people find you if they want to connect with you online?
Oh boy. Facebook, Twitter, Bandcamp. Oh, you can't connect on that, but you can go Bandcamp,
We're
Tumblr.
streaming our new record on Bandcamp, full everything.
Everything you want to hear is just right there if you want to check it all out.
And you can download it there and also on iTunes.
Yep. Instagram, you can find us. Vine, you can find us.
Good. You guys tapped into all the social media, right?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
trying
That's
real
what you
hard.
gotta do, man.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
So you can see us be stupid.
Oh yeah, it's never good. It's never a good thing.
Especially this guy. He's
Yeah.
a good bowler though.
Oh yeah, I killed it. We played
Really?
against Seaway recently. It was just because Anthony and I write the songs.
Sorry, Seaway.
Yeah, sorry.
Just disclose this.
It was because it's Anthony and I are the songwriting duo for UTKF, and then one of the vocalists and one of the guitarists are the songwriting duo for Seaway, and it was like who can write better music.
Right,
And
right.
I don't know if this is the universe telling us how it is, but I just want to say I got 178, and they got 142 or something. I just want to say it was okay. I did much better. He got 100 and.
I got no. They didn't even worse than that for sure.
Oh really?
I got 147.
Sorry, Seaway. I don't know what that says for you guys.
Yeah, but
I
you're
don't know
really
what
cool
the universe is trying
guy,
to say.
guys, and you write cool songs and stuff.
Yeah, you guys are good.
But
Bowling is all that matters.
Bowling is the mark.
Bowling is
Your
the
score in
greatest
bowling is
sport
the mark
aside
of
from
musical
hockey.
prowess.
Bowling is
true.
the punk rock sport, though.
That's true.
Sure.
I thought
Get your
darts
pompadour
was.
on.
Darts.
Darts,
Craps.
darts,
Darts.
karaoke, and bowling. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Shooting
Do
cans.
that.
So
Music
your new album is right now on Bandcamp. How recent?
And iTunes,
How
yeah.
recent was it released?
May 4th, released
Third.
it online.
Third online, we had the show 4th.
Yep, I guess that's
I know.
how it
Excellent.
is.
I'll
Oh,
have
that's very
to
true,
make
actually.
sure if I can get a copy from you gentlemen. So
We
I can,
have one actually right here. This is the limited edition kind.
It's a limited edition run. We're only doing
50
We
of
did
them.
50 of them. We hand numbered them down here. But Get Party Records in London.
Yeah.
helped us out with the release, which
Awesome.
was
You guys know
awesome.
Dustin, right?
Oh, he was here
Yeah,
on the
he was.
podcast
Yeah, I
a couple
watched
weeks
him on
back.
the
Yeah.
show.
hate that guy. So.
Yeah, I know.
Great dude. He
Dustin.
just celebrated his 30th birthday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he had that
So,
that
at
show.
the
with the
Happy
Grand
Ranch.
Happy belated.
That also was the night that the Bruins won. He was there, and I was excited.
No,
We were all happy until now.
Yeah.
Was it that night? No, it wasn't that night.
Yeah,
Was it? No, that was Saturday.
Yeah.
The Bruins played on Sunday.
and Monday, and he came out Monday.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I
Separate
know, I
things.
got drunk.
But anyway, his album.
All right. Sorry, derailed.
But yeah, it's great dude, and he actually came up to me a while back, and he's like, this was literally a week before you guys announced or whatever, and he's like, so I think I'm gonna help out UTKF. I was like, good, do it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Brandon needs to do something.
He's
You
seriously-
gotta do it.
Amazing guy.
Oh, he's awesome.
Like he's so genuinely wanting to help. It's amazing.
And
Yeah,
he was
he's-
so helpful. Like,
No, it's not like he just wants to help. He can actually do what he says he's gonna do. He follows through.
Yeah.
we wouldn't have been
one
able
of the
to
very
put, like
Sorry,
all those.
sorry.
We put together like what a bunch of T-shirts for the release show and the limited
Yeah, we got
release
the
albums.
Yeah, exactly.
I think if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have got it done.
Yeah.
No, it's just we had so much going on,
Yeah.
with sending off for the mastering and with the iTunes and all these things, and he just stepped in and was like, "Hey guys, let me give you a hand here. I'll get these CD cases, the sleeves. I'll get those printed up and made up for you guys, and I'll also send off the merchandise." So I met him up. I met up with him right before the I think it was the show, and he had these. Actually, it was before the show.
And then we again DIY glued them all together.
Yeah.
And so I have my recording thing here and everything and
Yeah, so it's
Awesome.
pretty cool.
Hook me up.
Yeah,
I want a copy.
Yeah.
sure, absolutely.
We'll load it
You
into
just
our
ha-
playlist here for you.
just have
We're
this
all
one.
about supporting independent musicians in this area, so
We
we're
do,
glad to
man.
have you on here today. We also have a radio show on CHRW, which is
Oh, excellent.
co-hosted by Brendan
Oh, nice.
and myself. It's every Friday from 3:30 to 6 p.m., so it's the drive show on Friday.
Oh, awesome.
And it gives us an opportunity to showcase local talent.
We
So,
have.
but pardon me?
We played them the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Yes,
you did.
we have.
Tweeting us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Jeez,
I
you're
know we
forgetting
have.
already.
Man. I'm not forgetting. I'm just saying we don't. I don't have
Who's
all
the
new.
drunk one here?
I don't have all the new stuff. I'm the sick one. You're the
It's a
drunk one.
great butt.
Get it straight.
Getting moon.
All right, guys. Well, once again, I want to thank you for coming
Oh,
in today.
great.
Great performance. We're going to be uploading
you.
the podcast here later on today, so you'll be able
Perfect.
to, for perhaps any of your followers that weren't able to catch the performance tonight, they'll be able to check it out in the archive. And please going forward, if you have any show announcements and stuff coming up, please use us to your benefit.
Absolutely.
We're going to fire that out to our listeners,
Anything?
which has been really growing in the last little while. And I
got
want
it.
to thanks for everybody for tuning in. What's that?
Oh no, he was just trying to
just
think of
trying to
any
think of
last
anything
I
announcement.
thought of
Yeah.
one thing.
Real quick.
We actually have those.
Oh, yeah.
We have a new online merch store, so it's on Store Envy. You can get to it from our Facebook page. But we have these limited edition CDs on there, and there's like a package with the shirts that we ran for
It's
the
fire
release
shirts.
show. Yeah,
Okay,
Yes.
awesome.
So yeah, regularly.
Sorry, what was the page of that?
It's Store Envy.
it's
Store Envy.
UTKF.storeenvy.com. I
Yeah,
think.
but you can actually just go to our Facebook and it just has it there. So
Okay, awesome. Well,
Go to
we're,
it.
we're going to post the link to your Facebook page if people would
Awesome.
like to go and check
Excellent.
that out. They
Thank you
can
very much.
They can
Thank
roll
you.
over to that. So thanks again for coming in, guys.
Thanks
Really
for having
Thanks
appreciate
so
it.
much for having us.
All right, so we're going to get to some music here, and then we're going to get the panel back in. I'm going to go a little bit late here. That's how we
I don't
do.
fucking care.
I know you don't care.
no fucks given.
All right, so let's kick it off with Pat Maloney. This is Monstera Deliciosa on the London Indie Underground.
Underground Sound is London's fully equipped rehearsal studios. We provide only top quality backline gear with affordable hourly rates and package pricing. Audio video production services are also available. Visit us online at undergroundsoundlondon.com.
She grows so tall, I think it's the new pot. Days in the sun all day, looking for the sweet spot. She goes once in a while under the right conditions, but her leaves turn brown, must have been the root rot. Mi monstera deliciosa. She flowered last spring, just opened the window. She bore the fruit and I stole a bite and swallowed the pit. What's flowing through her shoots? She She's soaked up from her roots and the seed in my chest germinates. Mi monstera deliciosa, mi monstera deliciosa. Mi monstera deliciosa, mi monstera deliciosa, mi monstera deliciosa. New leaf on a new day pokes out like a lie. Pale and fragile, it unravels and grows every day. But with rope around the trunk and luck, she'll crawl her way straight on up. There's no top, let me tell you. She could have grown forever. She could have grown forever. Mi monstera deliciosa.
Someone's coming in. Turn the porn off.
No, I never went to school, but I sure made lots of money. And I did a favor or two and became head of the family. And I was the one who ruled over half of New Jersey, yeah, but not anymore. Seemed like a cute young little girl. She cut herself for a pretty good deal. And now I sit behind these bars and I realize that's when I ran out of luck, baby. Baby, guess that's when I ran out of luck, baby. I had a job to do, I had a reputation, and I couldn't help it, them fools wanted to test my patience. Though I broke a law too, but I also made donations, yeah. Seemed like a cute young little girl. She cut herself for a pretty good deal. And now I sit behind these bars and I realize that's when I ran out of luck, baby. Hey honey, could you please do me the honor of staying in those black cherry lips? Oh, maybe you wouldn't mind sharing. I swear I'm not a bad man, no, I just work for a living, yeah, yeah. And I'll take care of you.
Creekside Strays. Shit Out of Luck. First track off of their new self-titled EP produced here at the Vault Recording Studio. Very happy to work with those guys. They just had their CD release party this past weekend at Call the Office. It was a great turnout. Really glad to see those guys doing well.
Yeah, I'm sad I missed it.
Yeah, I'm sad you missed it too. You know,
Mr. Tasty was there.
Yeah, and Mr. also featured Mr. Tasty. Yeah, I played your song earlier, man. Come on.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a great show, man. You guys were really solid. I know you weren't. You were feeling a little bit under the weather there, as I am
like
now.
we had like a rough go of health that week. I want to just take a quick shout out to my boys, Mr. Tasty.
Please do.
TJ had a little bit of trouble, some medical issues earlier that week. He got diagnosed with epilepsy earlier that week.
Yeah.
And we had missed a show the previous weekend because of that. You know, and you know, as much as Mr. Tasty loves and wants to play shows, we just couldn't due to that. And, you know, we just want 100% health for our boys, and that's the only way we play good shows. And
Totally, man.
we actually ended up playing that show at the Creekside Strays, and it went good. And then later in the week, I had infections and whatnot, not sexual infections, but you know.
Thanks for the clarification.
No, but yeah, well, you got
your lady's out there in the other room, isn't she?
But you know, like we played the show, I felt pretty good, but I just still had pain. But I thought we played pretty good, and I was really sober, so the show went really, really good.
So if you were,
He remembers most of it.
Turnout was good though.
Yeah, the turnout was
Yes,
good.
the turnout was
yeah, I
good.
was really happy for them.
Yeah.
They certainly they brought their crew out.
What
That was great.
what'd you say the name of that last track was?
Shit Out of Luck.
Did they preemptively write that for the Leafs?
You're a
I
world
would
class
like to
prick.
say something.
Thank you. Yeah.
Also, the Vinyl Runners that played that
Yeah.
show put on an effing amazing show.
You can swear.
You can swear.
Fucking. Mom, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
That feel good though?
It did.
Good.
Fuck.
You got to get it all out
The
here, man.
Vinyl
Because if you ever
Runners,
come out on
I
Fridays,
okay,
I
so
got my
like,
finger on the Edie button.
I had never heard the Vinyl Runners, being honest, before that show.
Yeah.
And I stayed there for the whole show, and everyone that night, I thought, put on a great show. But I was very taken by the Vinyl like what they have originally wrote. Like, a lot of their tunes just really catchy and very, very good vocals, I thought.
I think they're doing a bit of a residency there because
Well, that's what I was saying, because
Yeah.
they're doing next weekend, or this coming weekend.
Yeah.
They're on there, and I thought that I saw that they were listed for something next weekend as well.
That's cool, man.
I could be wrong. I mean, some bands do this for
Cool.
Call the Office.
You gotta
from
check
time
them
to
out.
time.
All right. Well, listen, I got a couple things to talk about here before we wrap this baby up. First off, I want to thank you for tuning in tonight to tonight's edition of the London Indie Underground. I apologize, I'm a bit under the weather here. I've been hacking my way through this thing, and when we get to thanking the sponsors, I will have to respectfully limit the amount of talking that I do, just because I'm gonna whirl into a hacking fit. Our Wednesday nights here, just so you know, we do have an open door policy, and if you'd ever like to come down and network with us, you know, case in point is tonight. We got a bunch of people, stragglers, kind of rolling in. Looking to hang out and chill out, and believe me, we really appreciate it. You know, if nothing else, it gives us an opportunity to connect some names with some faces in support of what you know, what I think is a lot of potential here in our scene with some great players and some great bands. And we've been really fortunate to have had you know, you all embrace us and send us in your music, and we ask you to continue to do that, particularly in lieu of the fact that we have a primetime radio show now every Friday from 3:30 to 6 p.m. on 94.9 CHRW. And bands, we've been urging to you, I know Edie's posted up some information about it, and I think he's got a whole ton of submissions. But if you're in a band, you're listening to this right now, and you'd like us to support your music, all you need to do is send us an email to londonindieug@hotmail.com. Attach us a couple of MP3 files. Please, MP3s, no links to Bandcamp and stuff like that. We appreciate all that. But in order for us to put your music into the library, we need some MP3s. And make sure they're coded with your band's information, name of the band as well as song title, so that when we upload it, we know exactly what it is. Unfortunately, some songs have kind of got lost in the shuffle with the amount of submissions that we have gotten. And if we haven't gotten to your music, rest assured we will get to it eventually. We aren't going anywhere anytime soon. And if anything, we need more content to be able to fuel the radio show, which is more more music and less talk.
Let's talk more rock.
less talk. Yeah, we're gonna have the three rock shocker.
Rock shocker.
I don't know. We're coming up with some whole stuff. So we got a production meeting here, me and Edie, and we're gonna hammer out some pretty cool stuff for you. And we do ticket giveaways as well as show announcements. We encourage bands at the same time too. If you go to LondonIndieUnderground.com and you click on the community tab, you're going to see our interactive calendar that gives you an opportunity to input any upcoming events that your band has. And what we're going to be doing is on the Fridays, we're going to be reading that off and letting people know about your shows that you have. There is no payola here. Post your stuff up. We want to support you. There's also a link there too. I know you're trying to make me laugh. It's not working. There's also a link for our bulletin board, which is an old school style thing.
Use it.
Use it. It gives us an opportunity to have some dialogue about things that are happening in the community, and also fuel some of the topics of conversation that will make their way onto the podcast as well as the radio show. So we encourage you to get involved with that. Once again, LondonIndieUnderground.com. It is our umbrella that we do offer a number of services to the community, but first and foremost, we are here to support you. We're here to promote your music, and we're here to connect people to the bands. So I need to take an opportunity to thank the sponsors.
It begins.
And so begins the Hacking Fit. First and foremost, Jason Rhoda Photography.
Hey.
Thanks for coming, brother. We really appreciate it. It's nice to have you back. I said last week that I know that you're certainly here in spirit if you can't be here in body, and that your work has been taking you into the wee hours of the evening. But believe me, it's not lost on us, and we shan't soon forget everything that you've done for us
If I
here.
can make it, I'm here.
Awesome. And we'll announce a couple of cool things, actually, a couple of amendments to our Battle for the Underground, one of which is some services that will be provided by Mr. Jason Rhoda. So, J. Rhoda Photography, if you happen to be in a band and you're looking to get some photos done, this guy's done some great work. He was the official photographer for the Jack Richardson Music Awards and done some brilliant work for a number of bands in this area. I encourage you to connect with him. Believe me, he's very affordable. Instagram's great. It's going to be able to capture those moments, but they're not going to be able to work with light and work with a band like this guy does. So
Snap, snap, grin, grin, wink, wink.
I need to thank Mr. Manson Keeler at Manson Tattoo, located at Dundas and English Street. See you, Jay. Love you. Manson's one of our new sponsors has just come on board here, and going forward, he and I are going to venture into a bit of an exchange of favors. You're going to see some work that he's going to perform, going to do a bit of a documentary. I'm really looking forward to working with this guy. He's done some brilliant artwork. I've seen all kinds of tattoo pictures that's popped up over the past few days of some work that he's been doing. And, in my opinion, one of London's best kept secrets. Certainly lots of competition in this town, but this guy just has an uncanny way to take the ideas out of your head and put them onto a canvas and represent really what it is that you're looking for. So I encourage you to connect with him, Manson Keeler and Manson Tattoo. Submission Academy, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, run by Stephen Jane Poulin. They're located at Dundas and Egerton. School's going crazy right now. They're affiliated with Robert Drysdale, based out of Las Vegas, who trains a number of MMA fighters. And Steve and his wife have been down there a number of times to train with the affiliate, come back and establish a great kids program. And, if you're looking to get in shape through some hard work and build some confidence, believe me, these are the people that you want to go see. Go check them out. I encourage you to walk in and just see what their program is all about. Steve is one of the most charismatic and funny people that I know, and believe me, he'll put you at ease right away, particularly when you're getting involved in a sport that you may not have a lot of experience with, as is the case with a lot of martial arts. But people, when they think martial arts, I always think karate and, judo and stuff like that. But jiu-jitsu really is right now at the forefront of mixed martial arts, and I encourage you to go and check them out. FullColorCards.ca, run by Scotty Finlayson, a.k.a. Scotty Fairmont. If you happen to be in the business for some business cards, or the market rather, for some business cards, this is the guy that you want to go see. He's done a lot of work for me, brilliant work. You should see these Marcellus Wallace business cards that we've got done up for my Motown Soul band that I've got with Ajay and Alex, the intern formerly known as Alex. Also Dan Tran is involved with us as well. You got to see these business cards. They look like little cassette tapes that he had printed up for us, and they're just brilliant. So again, if you're in the market looking for some business cards, something to represent your brand, even musicians encourage you to have something that you're able to hand off. That's going to give at least some of the key information where people can find you, whether it's your website, Facebook, Twitter, whatever the case may be. Scotty Fairmont's guy you want to go see plays in the Fairmonts. It's a staple around town. You often see him. Barney's during the summertime. He's the guy banging on the djembe, and you often see him at the Poacher's Arm too. He's got a couple of different projects that he's been working on. So encourage you to connect with him. Awesome guy, awesome dude, does awesome work. Last but not least, I need to thank Gary Begner, a.k.a. the skinny fat guy who I know he's listening right now. Trip from Brains.
How bad?
Custom Screen Printing. Gary unfortunately couldn't be with us this evening because of the fact that he's been so busy in his shop doing up any number of shirts for various bands and other companies around the city that have really reached out to Gary, and he's been working hard to build his brand over there. And he's got some great promos that he's been doing. But apart from that, does quality work and works closely with bands to try to deliver exactly what it is that they're looking for, and he'll work within your budget. So connect with him. Shirt for Brains, Custom Screen Printing. You can see the information there on the screen. info@shirtforbrains.ca. Okay, I got through it.
Well done.
And I didn't hack up a lung. I can't believe it.
That was excellent.
Thanks, man.
You didn't even cough
can I-
once.
It was good.
No, totally. Speaking of lungs,
Where we going with
Toronto doesn't have one.
no. So we we've had them on the podcast here before, but today Heart and Lungs dropped the first webisode
Thank you, I
of
was gonna
Terrible
get
to
to that.
Tolerable. You can find it on YouTube or on the 331. I always get the number mixed up in my head.
331.
331. Arts.
331 Arts.
331 Arts. Facebook page and Twitter, or on the Heart and Lungs Facebook, Twitter. I watched it today. It's pretty friggin' hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man. I can't wait to see the next episode because right at the end of it, there's a little teaser.
Oh yeah, where
and it's
Albie's
Albie
drunk,
outside of
trying
Collie
to
office.
like haggle down a cab.
Yeah, he's like, let's totally flag down a cab and then just
You
not
can
take
just
the
look
cab.
at it. You can see in his eyes how wasted he is.
Oh man!
But if you don't know about this, it's a webisode or a web series documenting the formation of Heart and Lungs, which is a new London punk rock band. But it documents them before they have even met each other, to create the band, write their songs, and eventually be tolerable and play some shows. So, anyways, check that out. We posted the link on the Facebook there earlier today. We'll do so again.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a great point. Thank you. I was going to bring that up. We had posted it earlier, but we should post it again just so people can check it out in light of the fact that Facebook posts are limited because in order to be able to reach our full audience now, we got to pay.
Did you have to listen? Did you listen to me
Yeah,
earlier?
you try to click on something and an error message comes up and says, fuck you, pay me.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not happy about that. Anyways, it is what it is. So listen, I alluded to earlier that we were going to make amendment to the Battle for the Underground. So a couple of our sponsors have thrown their hat into this thing to try to entice bands to get involved. So first and foremost, Jay Rhoda Photography has offered a full photo session for your band where he'll do some promo shots as well. He'll come out to one of your shows to help you with your promo kit for your band. So that's also going to be included in the prize pack. And last but not least, which I think is a great one, Shirt for Brains and Gary Begner has also contributed 24 one-color custom tees as a grand prize.
That's a damn deal.
That is a damn deal.
Hello, Matt Grady.
Hello.
So not only is your band going to get a live performance and interview here on the podcast, you're going to get one free song recorded, mixed and mastered here at the Vault. You're also going to get primetime airplay on CHRW Fridays 3:30 to 6 p.m. of that song that you track with us. You're going to get an opening slot for a summer camp productions show, in all likelihood put on the London Music Hall. Date and bands lineup to be determined based on what our winner is. And you're going to get a photo shoot, and you're going to get 24 free shirts for your band.
That's a damn.
That's a hell of a deal.
Matt Grady, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Grady.
It's a hell of a deal you just outlined.
So please get involved. Once again, all you need to do, go to London Indie Underground Facebook page, click on events, scroll down, find Battle for the Underground version 2.0, click and post your band's web page of choice onto the event wall. So whether it's Facebook, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Bandcamp, whether it's SoundCloud, whatever it is, post a link to the event page wall and then invite your fans, your friends, and your family to visit that event. Click on like on the link you posted or any other links that are related to your band that others may have posted. The top 3 like-getting bands will be voted on by the London Indie Underground panel, where we will determine a winner. The winner's going to win that grand prize. And second and third place are also going to get some promotion through us vis-a-vis the podcast and the radio show if you've got some music worthy. And when we say worthy, we mean
You gotta
available.
pump it.
And we have it.
And we have it.
Cool?
I mean,
really gotta
there's still
pee.
time for you guys to, like, some bands have, a head start on you, but there's still tons of time for you to get on there and push it.
I don't want to discourage bands because at the same time, it's giving us a window into some bands that we might not have seen otherwise.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Don't be discouraged when you go on there and you see whatever.
Because if you really like them, then they'll be on the show.
Just post your fucking link. Click fucking like.
Kind of like us winning the wild card.
You guys won the wild card spot. You did. You were wild.
I'm sure we did.
No, you didn't. I don't know what that means. Yeah.
That was the burning spot of you just picking us because you got a boner for me.
Yes, that's it.
It's the boner pick.
Yeah,
Say that again?
This week's boner pick.
So if you don't recognize that voice already,
This week's boner pick.
we've had Grady come in and cut a number of promos for us here
Mr.
for London Indie
Tasty,
Underground.
This week's boner pick.
Oh, yeah.
Right. He's been warming up the pipes all day.
Oh,
I've been waiting for this all day.
You know what? I made a nice
It
little
feels
cut here
like
that you'll be proud of.
KFC.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that I'm going to spin for you.
I'm hired already.
We'll wait here for a
You're
second.
quarter hard.
I'm
You're quarter chubbed.
Quarter chub. in London Indie Underground.
What a great name for a band.
Quarter chub.
Quarter chub.
I sent something to Albie one
Or
day.
soft off.
I actually just wrote to Albie on Facebook, and you got your history there. And the last message I sent him months ago was quarter chicken chub knuckles.
Yeah, Swiss LA.
That's delectable,
It does sound rather tasty.
doesn't
That's
it?
pretty much what I had for Mother's Day dinner.
Quarter chub?
That's
Quarter
disgusting.
chicken, quarter chicken chub knuckles.
I have to piss so bad. I'm out.
You're out. He's out. Mr. Jordan Robb, ladies and
Love ya.
gentlemen. He'll be here all week.
Dropping like flies.
Yeah. Order the veal.
He'll be in, coach.
All right. I think we need to power this baby down. What do you think?
Yeah.
I thought it was a good show, I think.
Yeah.
UTKF was great.
UTKF killed it.
Yeah.
I listened from outside the studio, and it sounded deadly. Let me just say that
Awesome.
right now.
Grady's had a few.
Shut up.
You said a few pops.
Don't tell anybody that, and they can figure it out for themselves.
All right, listen, before I close this off, I need to point out
So
a couple
I
of
know,
things.
so what are we talking about?
First off, within the next day or two, London Indie Underground is going to be making a special announcement where we are going to be having a very special event here in our facility. And you're going to be hearing a lot about it because there's going to be some advertising associated, and it's going to give our listeners a chance to win what I think will be a pretty cool opportunity to come and join us for an evening. But that said, I don't want to tip my hat yet because we're still dotting some I's and crossing some T's. But that said, I would suggest to you within the next day or so, you're going to see a very special announcement that's posted up. And I did post something rather cryptic earlier, but we might be moving to a new facility.
It wasn't very cryptic. It said.
Well, I
We
didn't
might
say
be moving.
where.
It just said
Did
we
I?
might be moving.
We might be moving. We may be moving our facilities, our recording studio as well as our rehearsal studios. It's in the building, but we might be moving it to a bigger house, per se. Is that an ICQ? Uh-oh.
Yep.
Are you serious?
347-00135.
You still remember the number, right?
You remember your ICQ number?
Sure do.
17011-400. Awesome.
We're the best.
Nerds. Listen.
That's awful.
ICQ.
Yeah, I know.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for tuning in to another edition of the London Indie Underground. My name is Jimmy James. We're broadcasting you live from the Vault Recording Studio. This has been the SARS edition with Brandon Eady and UTKF. I want to thank Mr. Jordan Robb for joining us. I'm assuming that we'll see more of you on that podcast going
if I don't
forward.
have to piss every 5 minutes.
Yeah, as long as it's not out your butt, we're all good. And then I would like to thank Junior for hooking us up with UTKF.
no problem.
It was a pleasure to have them here in studio, and I'm assuming we'll see you next week as well.
Go
And-
see a show.
Yeah, please come
please
to my
do.
show. It'll be a great success.
Go see him. He's playing with Skynet, folks. When's it, May 27th?
May 27th, Eastern Star Temple.
Eastern
Doors are at
Star
6.
Temple.
Yes.
Oh, real quick too, if you are listening and you liked UTKF and their sound, tomorrow night at Rum Runners, there's a band called Daylight from Pennsylvania coming, as well as Safe to Say, Shook, Castles in the Air, and the New Outcasts. Solid punk rock and bill.
I heard that.
Fucking A.
I tried not
I'm
to.
sure our listeners probably heard it too. That was Mangalore coming out a little bit.
The call of Mangalore.
All right,
Sorry.
folks. Thanks for tuning in. Catch us on Friday on CHRW Radio 94.9 FM or London Indie Underground, hosted by myself and Brandon Eady. We'll be spinning all the best bands from London, ticket giveaways, concert announcements. Tune in, check it out. A little later on this evening, Mr. Grady's going to be cutting some promos for us, which I'm looking forward to. But nonetheless, we'll catch you on Friday and join us next week where we will be featuring the Alcoholies here in studio for a live performance as well as an interview. I am so looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Shit, yeah.
Cool. All right, folks. Well, we'll catch you next week.
God damn it, baby, no, I ain't lying to you. I'm only gonna tell you one time. London Indie Underground, making your mom wet since 2012.